Hi, my name's Jordan. Welcome to the Realtor's Journey. This is the show where we take a look at a deeper look at the person behind the realtor and hear their story of how they got here. So today's guest is someone that I refer to as the machine. I don't know if you know that or not.
No.
Reason being, he sells a ton of real estate, tracks every stat imaginable for the local market, leads office training sessions, is always actively cheering colleagues on in the group chat and social media, always ready to help other agents with questions that they have, volunteers in his community, and still has time to cheer for his Buffalo Bills coming off a big loss at home.
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome, Jay Friesen.
Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, no, it's kind of cool to get you on because you started in the business a little bit before I did. So we've kind of got that same trajectory, I guess.
Yeah.
But yours was like shot right up.
Yeah.
You've been super busy with it. It's really impressive what you've done with it so far.
Thank you.
I'm going to hit you with like an easy question starting out. So
Good.
like just tell people like how long have you been in the business and what area do you serve?
I've been in the business a little over 5 years now. Didn't plan on getting into real estate this quick. Just my plan was to work at Toyota, so my plan was to do it semi, part-time while before I retired from there, but end up getting into real estate and did well, so I got in for full-time. And what was the second part of the question?
What area do you work in?
So I mostly do Oxford County.
Yeah.
Woodstock and Tillsonburg are two areas that I know really well. I grew up in Tillsonburg, and I live in Woodstock. I've lived here for 25 years. I've lived all over Oxford County. I've lived in Springford, Norwich, Brownsville, Woodstock, obviously, and Tillsonburg. So I know a lot of Oxford County. But mostly Tillsonburg and Woodstock, but I sell houses in pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome. It kind of led into my next thing of like your background. So like, where did you grow up? And so you grew up in Tillsonburg, or?
Yeah, so I moved to Springford when we were 13. We used to own Springford General Store.
Okay.
And so I went to public school in Maple Lane in Tillsonburg, high school in Glendale. So that's where my my high school days were in Tillsonburg and beyond.
Yeah.
It's where I met most of my friends that I still hang out with a lot today.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So that little store on the corner in Springford?
Yeah. So actually,
it's
not a store anymore. There's the store that's still a store.
Okay.
And then when you're going to Springford, it's like a fiveplex now. There's a church on the other corner, kitty corner.
Okay. Yeah.
And right beside it is like a fiveplex. Got a like storefront. You can tell it used to be an old store.
Okay.
We used to own that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Many years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I remember going to the other store on the corner all the time when we were kids going down to the beach and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'd always want to stop there, get candy or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Springford, I did a deal in Springford, and that's kind of when I really like realized what it is down there, because it was always just one of those things where if you blink, then you're going to miss it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a nice little community.
It is.
Yeah.
I said it was a good place to grow up. Nice, quiet town, back then, riding your bikes everywhere. You were always outside. Nobody was inside the house. It was a great place to grow up. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're kind of a country guy?
Yeah. So up till I was 12 years old, we had 24 acres out in a little town called St. Anne's in West Lincoln. So yeah, at heart, I'm a country guy.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It probably helps you have that perspective when you're dealing with all different kinds of real estate and stuff.
It does. Yeah, it definitely does help. Like I said, I'd like to get more into farming and selling farms and stuff like that. Kind of have a little bit of a background helping out in farms. I used to work at some farms when I was really young. But yeah, it definitely does help.
Yeah, I didn't know that about you. I figured you were down in Tillsonburg. I knew we've chatted about that a little bit, that you got some roots down there, but I didn't know that you had that sort of like real country background to you. So.
Yeah. My dad was a dairy farmer. Before when he was 16, he sold his cows and felt like he got out of jail. So we've always gone to the international plowing matches and the farm show here in Woodstock. We've always gone to those. Well, my dad's passed away quite a few years ago, but always into farming. It's always what I like to do.
Yeah, that's funny because Drew was the first one I had on the show, and he's got that sort of dairy background as well. I grew up on a farm and everything, so and I had no idea about that either. So we got secretly all these dairy guys in the area.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it is the dairy capital of Canada, so it's bound to happen.
Yeah,
people are connected that way.
Yeah.
What about like a little bit more like into just like you as like just a guy outside of real estate, like if you're not busy doing real estate, which I don't know how you aren't, just the
Yeah.
amount of like production that you do and the
Yeah.
amount of things that you track and you're involved with, like
Hmm.
if you had like a free weekend or a free day, like what would most people catch you doing?
Well, like right now it's ball season, playoff ball. So my kids and I love watching it together and going to a couple of games. So
Yeah.
football season. So I like watching sports. I used to play baseball when I was young and a little bit of slow pitch.
Yeah.
Pickleball. I love pickleball. I haven't been able to play in the last couple of years. A little bit of a hip issue, but I want to get back into that. And just time with the family. We got a cottage up north, so anytime we can, we try and get away and go up north and enjoy the beautiful countryside.
Yeah, that's nice. I think that's probably that's the goal. Like as you get a little bit older, it's just when you get time away, it's just to slow down
Yeah,
your family and stuff. So
but it's hard to do that even when you're somewhere you think you're relaxing, but there's always somebody. Like right now, it's killing me. I feel my phone going off. I have to answer it. Like somebody's texting me wanting something.
yeah,
My wife always hates that when we're going on vacation or somewhere because it's almost always there.
I know it's always, you can't turn it off. You have to
Yeah.
be on and available almost all the time.
Yeah.
Even if you do try to step away from it, like the world doesn't stop. So
Nope, definitely not.
yeah, but it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Like we do get a little bit more freedom in other aspects, but
Oh, for sure. Working at Toyota, a factory life, you have no freedom.
yeah,
You're bound by your schedule. Your buddies want to go do something on a Thursday night. Oh shoot, I'm on afternoons. Right now, it's all right. Let's go and rearrange your schedule type thing.
yeah, you can set your priorities and stuff, which is
Yeah.
great. I mean, we're still like kind of bound by the schedule of the clients a
Yep.
little bit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, like you can plan something out a few months in advance or whatever, and
Yeah.
hopefully like something doesn't derail it last
Yeah.
minute, but at least you can make those plans on a weekday or
That's right.
whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so you were at Toyota for how long?
24 and a half years.
Did you go to college or university before that, or
So actually, when I applied to Toyota, I didn't even have my grade 12.
really?
Yeah. And the only reason I went is I was working in a factory and another guy was going. And I thought, an afternoon off work to go apply. So we did that. And then I ended up getting hired. And then year after I got hired, like I really didn't have much direction as far as what I wanted to do with life at
Yeah.
that point in time. But one of my old bosses said, what do you want to do here? He said, do you want to become a team leader? I said, yeah. So I ended up becoming a team leader. And then a few years later, got into management. And yeah, so I was in management. And that's one reason why I do a fair bit of business is I have a lot of friends that were, worked for me at Toyota and worked with me, and they trust me, which is, I think it's probably why I'm here today is because of mostly my friends from Toyota.
Oh yeah, like there's
And Jennifer, like, definitely. If I wouldn't be on this team, we talked about, how I skyrocketed. Well, it's because I'm on the Jennifer Gale team, right? That's the main reason why everything started. But
yeah, I want to dig into that part a little bit more too. Just curious about so you're there for 24 years.
Yeah.
You at what point did you kind of have a thought of like maybe I'll get into real estate, and like what kind of triggered that thought process?
Because I knew I had 5 years left at Toyota, and I thought to myself, I'm not going to be able to do nothing when I retire, and probably financially wouldn't be as secure when I retired.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, I'll get into real estate part-time. So I did my courses. Toyota paid for it, which was fantastic. And so I did my courses, and then just 2 weeks before I got my license, Jennifer had an advertisement saying looking for an experienced realtor, and we had used her to sell our previous house, so had a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I just messaged her and said, hey, I got no experience, but I'm going to be licensed in a couple weeks. And she says, oh, that's awesome. So happy to have you on the team. And then I still didn't have any plans of retiring from Toyota. Did it part-time, but luckily at the same time, I got a fantastic job at the training center in Cambridge, straight days. So my nights were free, right? So I had a lot of flexibility there, and I did that for a year. And then finally I had to convince the wife that, we saved up some money from doing both, and we could financially do it even if things didn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I quit, and that's the rest is history.
Yeah. That leap is always a tough decision. It was tough for me, tough for anybody, I think, to
Mm-hmm.
leave what you're doing to take that leap, because it's a lot of financial commitment up front.
Yeah.
And as we all know, it can take a little bit of time to get going.
Yeah.
Even if you were to sell something day one, it could close 3 months down the road.
Yeah.
So,
And then, you don't do anything for 2 months after that. Then you're 5 months, your next paycheck. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, so you called up Jen because you saw an ad that she had.
Yeah.
And
On social media.
You kind of knew her already from doing business with her in the past.
Yes.
And did she have a team at that point, or
Yep.
was she?
Yep. She had a team.
Okay.
So I think I can't remember if there was 3 or 4 at that time.
Okay.
But yeah, and I didn't know any of those people, but
so she was looking for experience. You didn't have it,
Yeah.
but you sold your skills from 24 years of dealing with management and stuff.
yeah,
yeah. So was it? Did you have to convince her at all, or did she just have a casual
No.
chat and she's just like, "Yeah, you seem like a good fit"?
Yeah, you know what? I think I messaged her. I can't remember if I emailed or texted her, and she says, I was just immediately, glad to have you on the team. It wasn't too much of a conversation at all.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we had that rapport before.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think probably coming from like your position of like, yeah, you don't have real estate experience, but you got a ton of life experience.
Yeah, yeah.
So that translates huge, I think, into any kind of sales, because like you got to be able to relate to people.
For sure.
Like I got into sales in a different industry when I was much younger, and I found it was tough to earn people's trust when I looked like a baby wearing a suit.
Yeah.
So I think that's a hurdle that you can't really overcome it because that's the way you look, right?
Definitely. That's new agents. It's one thing, it's asked you, how long have you been in the business? You're trying not to say, the first week, my first year, you're trying to come across with experience, but yeah. And so I had dealt with Jen before, and I've had rental properties before. So there's a lot of different things that she knew about me already before.
Yeah. And did you did your former manager or boss or anything at Toyota know that you were juggling both for that year? Or
yeah, so they did. Like I'd take phone calls on my lunchtime and my break times, and said I had a lot of flexibility, and said especially my nights were free. So he knew that a few people knew that I was doing it. All my peers, and then my immediate boss knew I was doing it.
Yeah, it's good to have that understanding. Like,
yeah.
It'd make it a lot tougher if like you had to keep it on the down low.
If you're hiding things, for sure. I couldn't imagine doing that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have been able to do that either. Luckily, I had a boss that was really good with the transition period too. So he made it pretty easy. And the timing, like in that past industry I was in, it was like if you give any whisper that you're thinking of leaving to do something else, they kick you out the door that day. Like, here's a box, take your stuff and go.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I had a good experience with that. He was super flexible with it, so makes things easier. Like, I don't know if you like left the shift or anything to go and like do a showing or something, because real estate's all hours of the day.
It is. Yeah, like I never left a shift, but I had a lot of flexibility, and so there was 3 of us. There were 3 or 4 of us in the group up there. So if I needed a day off, we had pretty good flexibility with vacations. So I just I need Friday off, and then somebody else would take over for me. So had a lot of flexibility there. But no, I can't say I didn't sneak out once to take a phone call here or there. But I knew an important deal could be or could not be coming together. So you want to take that phone call. But for the most part, I stuck to the off hours. Yeah,
that's good. So you got in there, no grade 12.
No.
And just started at an entry-level position there, I'd imagine. And you had that conversation pretty early on with somebody about being that team leader and getting on that path.
Yeah. And then I got my OMDP, which is Ontario Management Development Program. I'm not sure if they still have that program now, but there was 4 or 5 of us that took that program there to help prepare for the next level.
Okay.
So, and then I took some accounting courses through I went online, Guelph University, and a few other places in Conestoga College. Took some online courses, but yeah, I didn't really have anything, but I had a little bit of drive. My boss saw it at the time, so gave me a little bit of direction. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the way things unfolded, like you probably gained a lot of skills, like all the online courses and just like being in that role of management. So would you say that there's any skills from that experience that have translated over into real estate?
Oh, 100%, because you're dealing with so many personalities. Like I managed 30, 35 people on a daily basis, and you're dealing with so many different personalities. You can't treat everybody the same. 50 years ago, everybody was treated the same, but you can't treat everybody the same. So learning how to handle situations, and sometimes you got to be firm. Like somebody doesn't want to go up that $5,000 to buy a house, you got to, you know what, $5,000 will get the house, and being a firm hand and managing people and telling what the expectations are.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they go hand in hand. Managing people, managing transactions, property, project management. Like I was on many major pilot teams, which is 2-3 year projects where you're getting ready for, like for instance, 2026 is the RAV4 major model.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I would have been there a couple of years ago, going to Japan and helping plan for the new model and setting up the facilities and stuff. So a lot of project management too. That each transaction's a project.
Mm-hmm.
So you're managing everything from all your schedule, all your timing, connecting with other people. Like it's just it's a big project. Each one is project, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, for sure. It's always different.
Everyone's different. There's no two the same.
Yeah, I mean, even with the amount of experience and the deals that you do, I'm sure there's something that you're coming into a new challenge, like,
oh yeah,
quite often.
yeah, and a lot of it's personalities.
Yeah,
because and the market's shifted a couple of times since I've been in real estate. Only 5 years. At the one time, everybody's houses was flying off the shelves, so there's really not much expectation other than you sell my house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and then when slowly it's transitioned to people wanted prices from a year ago, their house wasn't worth as much.
Mm-hmm.
Now people are realizing that, so you're always trying to manage people's expectations.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a good blend of experience that you have to deal with that, because you got the life experience, you've got all those courses that you did about just like the number side of things, so you can articulate it well of how the market is and set the expectations, but also like with your management of dealing with all those people, you can kind of there's the 4 different personality types. I'm sure you're pretty good at like figuring out which buttons are going to be the hot buttons to push and stuff. So I definitely could see how that's benefited you for now. And even just some of the stuff that you shared with me, like all those charts and everything, like you track like a ton of stuff, and I don't know where you find the time to do it. Like you must get up at like 2 a.m. and go to bed at like 10.
A lot of it, it's just setting things up once, so it's easy to do it after that. Like my graphs, I just go through. A lot of it's manual right now. My oldest son's trying to get me into some chat GBT stuff to make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't track the normal stuff that you can get off. Everybody puts weekly stats up. You can see how's it sold in Woodstock, how's it sold in Ingersoll. I don't track that because it's easily accessible. I track how many offers, how many people are holding offers. Did they sell? Did they not sell? Did they sell for over ask? Because the stats I track are trying to show when I go to listing appointment that this works, this doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get a lot of out-of-town agents that come in and, right now holding offers is big in Waterloo, Kitchener, Cambridge, that area, some parts of London. And they'll go to a listing appointment and I'll hear, oh yeah, the agent I just interviewed said they sell average $50,000 over asking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they undervalue the house to get that, right? Well, it doesn't happen in Oxford County, and I can prove that with all my stats, where most people don't know that. You're just going off a gut feel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I track things that aren't normal to track.
Mm-hmm.
Out-of-town realtors, how many are buying houses around here? Because that's a big thing. Like, why are people using out-of-town realtors to buy in our community?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully somehow we can change that. But I like tracking different stats than normal.
Yeah, I think that's huge for the people, and then the way that you can articulate to them about why that even matters to them.
Yeah,
I think that's a huge skill, to be able to not only just have the data and have the systems in place to track it all and the dedication to keep on top of it, but how do you make it make sense to them, and why is it important? So
because every listing appointment it's a job interview, right? And I love going to job interviews, and it's like at Toyota, you're always trying to reach for that next level, trying to get to the next level of management. Well, the funnel gets smaller and smaller to get to the top, and now, most times we're not competing because people know the Jennifer Gale team or the Gale group. You sell a lot of houses, so we're not competing, so it makes it easier. But you got to think, so most times you're competing against other top agents. So how can I show that, they say they can hold offers? Well, it doesn't work, right? And I can prove it, and so that's why I keep the stats, just to help myself with my job interview.
If you could look at yourself, like say, that movie Interstellar, where he's looking through, he's like
Yeah.
traveling in time and stuff,
Yeah.
and he's looking back at his old self and like
I
trying to yell at him and stuff.
briefly remember, but I was probably working while I was watching it.
Yeah. Figures the machine.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, there's a time in there where he's trying to talk to his old self and like tell him like do something different,
Mhm.
right? If you could go back and revisit your first listing appointment,
Mhm.
is there anything that you would do differently now compared to what you were doing back then?
Well, my first listing appointment was a shock to my system. Just I'll go in that first. I called Jen and said, I got my first listing appointment. You know, I was so excited thinking, oh, the world's begun.
Yeah.
I had a couple other listings before that, but they were, you know, friends from Toyota and stuff. So I really didn't have to go on an appointment. But this one was a fantastic appointment. Got it on my own, thinking the world's great. I go there, and it was just, you know, COVID had started, and sitting at the table with the gentleman and his wife, and he starts telling me how he lost his job, can't afford his house. So I'm at this gentleman crying across from me, and I was like, oh my God, this is my life. Trying to help this gentleman through his life's biggest problem. And I had never thought about that. You know, they don't teach you that in school.
Yeah.
They paperwork in school, but not the human emotion part of it. So at that time I was like, Jesus, do I really want to, you know, this is everyday life like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I got through that, and then I've never had one like that, thank God, since then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get it done early. Get the tough one done early.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, you do have some other tough ones. And sorry, I forgot the second part of the question again.
Would you?
Oh, what would I
would
do?
you change anything now, knowing what you know now? Like, would you?
I probably would have gotten real estate earlier.
I just mean in that particular appointment.
In that particular appointment.
Yeah.
So really, no. Like from my experience at Toyota, like I've not fired people. People fire themselves, but you know, I've had to walk people out because they don't perform well. And I've had people crying across from me because they just lost their job. They lost a $35 an hour job, and now they gotta go home and tell their wife and all that stuff, right? But so it's not like it was the first time I've dealt with that. Mm-hmm. So that did help me. I probably wouldn't change anything. I comforted them. Mm-hmm. But I probably wouldn't change anything. I just, as long as you're a comforting ear to, you know, hopefully tell them it's going to be all right, and we'll help you on your way.
Yeah. So I think that's hugely, you had that life experience already of being in situations like that, and just being, you know, a little bit older, not super green to life. Yeah. You could relate to somebody on that level and kind of walk them through it, guide them. So
yeah, it's a very hard situation to be in, but yeah, I don't know if I was 22 years old walking into that, I don't know what would have did. Yeah.
No, it's, it never gets like, I don't know. I would say like it does get a little easier, but like it's never like something that I could just like brush off. Like there's like, even just last night, I was sitting in an appointment across the table from somebody, and they started breaking down. Mm-hmm. And like it's still like you still feel it, even though like you've been in the business and you've done how many transactions and meetings and stuff like that. Like it still hits you as like a human. So every situation is unique, but I don't know. I think maybe it gets a little bit easier dealing with it because you've seen it before, but every situation is different where you got to maybe approach it differently. The person is different. The situation, the circumstances are different for them. So
that's why, you know, people talk about scripts and all that kind of thing in real estate. Like I don't have a script because everything is so different.
Yeah.
Like you can go in there with the whatever script, but all of a sudden somebody says, I lost my job. Well, there's no script for comforting somebody that just lost their job and can't afford their house. So yeah.
Oh, I hate scripts. I used to sell vacuums door to door.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So was working in the oil field in Alberta. Oil price crashed down, so we all lost our jobs. Mm-hmm. And then me and my buddy went from being roughnecks to selling vacuums door to door.
Yeah.
And they sent us in to each appointment with a script that was like probably this thick. Yeah. And we were supposed to stand in front of them in their house, stranger, and read through this, foot the page line by line. Mm-hmm. Oh, I hated it. I tried to memorize that as quick as I could and then just change it up a little bit to make it more natural. But
I can imagine.
Scripts are great for giving you a framework of, like this is the path that you want to guide them down,
Yeah.
but they're just so like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like people could tell when you're reading from a script, right? And that takes
100%.
away the
Yeah.
like emotional side of it, the
Yeah.
relatable side of it.
Yeah.
So
And it's
yeah.
funny, like we do scripts and try and memorize things, but it's funny when you go against like another agent, you and I are talking and you use something that you learned and you know about it, and you're like, "Are you trying to use that, that on me?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a karate fight or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
using like their own move on
That's
them.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Here's one for you. So, what's one moment in your real estate journey that completely changed how you see this business?
One moment. Uh, I don't really know if there's really one moment that's like that. It's just, I guess, a collection of moments, like people coming together. Like, work with people trying to make sure things happen for people. Like, I had a farm for sale in Elmer that was just the nightmare of all deals. Co-listed with another agent, so her and I had to work closely together. Um, get there on closing day, and my client hadn't packed a thing, and the movers were there. Mackey Moving, a great moving company. Him and I jumping in there, packing things up. His whole crew packing things up for them because this guy needed the money. He needed the house to close, but mentally wasn't there. Moments like that where everybody just comes together to try and make sure that this guy gets what he needs and everything happens. And so working with another agent, lawyers, I had many dealings with his lawyer trying to make sure that things happen, and him and his family. So yeah, nothing. It's just that everybody coming together. It's really family business, I guess. Everybody needs to come together. You and I might do one deal and it goes horribly and I can't stand you, but then I know I got to work with you again. So you always have to be working together. It's everybody's working for a common goal, whether it's your client a sale, mine a purchase, whatever the case may be. But yeah, just knowing that everybody needs to come together no matter what. You go out in life and people are enemies. Well, real estate's one where you have to be friends. There's no two ways about it.
I guess I could add to that because just this past summer, you and I were working on opposite ends of a deal, the one in London. I won't give the address, but yeah, it was a long, bumpy road for my clients, which in turn made it a long, bumpy road for your clients. But dealing with you through the whole time, like it was just such like a high level of cooperation, like with each other and willingness to cooperate with each other to try and find solutions. And it was such a great experience, like working with another. And I don't know if it was just because we happened to be in the same office or if that's how you approach every transaction. I get the feeling that's how you like to work with most agents.
You
So
have to some agents you aren't very professional or don't treat things the same way, but you have to be right because your clients expect that level from you. I think it also helps you both have great clients and that too, right? Both very I've had clients that are just so always on edge, and both these clients knew it's the market, things would happen. We had to, you probably explained to your clients what was going to happen. I talked to my clients, so it wasn't like all of a sudden out of the blue, shoot, it's not going to close. Oh wait, it is, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So communication is the biggest thing, whether it's between you and me or our clients. And I think, both of us are.
You were excelling at the communication side of it. Like every step of the way, you were wanting to get some updates for, what's going on, so you could relay that on to your client because they got to be in the know as well. So
there's nothing worse than like no communication is bad communication.
Yeah.
Right. Some people think, oh, if I just don't talk to them for a week, things will blow over. No, that's not the way it works.
Yeah.
You need to be ahead of the game, and that's why you're always communicating with the other agent. That's why it's so important to have good communication.
Yeah. And having that experience with you is part of the reason why, like, I refer to you. I've called you the machine to just some other people. It's not like I'm blasting it out there publicly, but like,
I hope not.
Whenever we're talking about like you, Jay, like I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's a machine. Like, and part of the reason was like, I'm sure you got 100 balls that you're juggling at once, and still like you were right there, like even earlier before deadlines on things to get an update and see how things are going. And the fact that I don't know if you had a system in place to remember that, or like if you just it's top of mind and you just are good at keeping everything on track, or what?
It's said I have spreadsheets and I have tracking. So our CRM we use is good. If I know a condition of home inspections due 2 days from now, I put a task in there to follow up the day before, just so I am not waiting for that last moment. So my CRM is good, but so that every morning I wake up and I'm checking the market, seeing what's sold, what's new listings in the last 24 hours, and then also going through my spreadsheets that's got closings coming up. So I know, I know when things are closing in all those conditions. So you can never overtrack, in my opinion. And I'm sure nowadays it's a lot easier with technology. I'm still old school. Google spreadsheets now, but Google Sheets and our CRM for calendar. Just two things I have to have.
Well, you're ahead of me because I don't even know. I don't understand how to use like Excel and all that. Like I can read through it, but I don't know how to build like a good system like that. So that's it's good to have that in place for sure. I think that's tough, just getting it set up properly. It's probably easier like once you are in it, you have the systems, just like
it
kind of on
is.
cruise control.
Like I said, that's why you have it set up once, and it's good. Like formulas, it's surprising how many agents like don't know what their commission is at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's just a simple calculation, but so many agents are like, okay, it's going to close tomorrow. What's my commission? Like, so I have all that stuff tracked, and percentage of closing price versus list, or sale price versus list price, and it comes from a Richard Robbins spreadsheet is where I have most of my stuff. It was a standard template that I just modify every year, so I know I can tell what my
plug in Richard Robbins there.
yeah. But it's fantastic sheets that we use, and our team used it. Like when I started with Jen, I don't think anybody uses it now because they find it cumbersome. But I just find it so easy. Like, I can tell you anything about any of my closings, how many deals, how many listings, how many sales, which most people don't know. And when you get a listing appointment, it's so important to know. I hate promoting myself. I think, hopefully people know me from sales, but I know how many sales I've had, how many listings, how many leases, and that type of thing every time I go somewhere.
Yeah, it's not so much tooting your own horn as much as just showing you're an expert.
Yeah.
So I think that's huge to be able to articulate that info.
Yeah, in my mind, it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but I know it's just, I've done a lot of deals, and I guess in my mind, I always think it's just an ego thing, which I can't stand. You go to some agents and talking on the phone. I've only been in 5 years, and like, I've been an agent for 17 years. I really don't care.
Yeah.
You've probably done 4 deals in the last 3 years. So does that make you an expert, just the length of time?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Some agents really like to throw that around.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I hate listening to that.
Yeah, I think probably you'd be in the business long enough, you're going to come across some agent that says that and throws that in your face
all the time. Like, it's funny. It's because the agent you didn't think that would be like that, but you're in negotiations and trying to get $10,000 less, or and using different terminology, and they're like, I've been in the business for 17 years. I've never done.
Yeah,
it really doesn't matter to me how long you've been in there. Let's just get this done.
Yeah, time doesn't equal experience. Like,
not at all. No,
you got to actually be doing stuff with it too. So, speaking of time, like, what's a lesson that you learned a hard way that you wish every new agent knew, just to save them some time?
You can never be too cautious when reviewing offers. I can't remember, like my first year, I think I forgot to put in a condition of, I can't remember if it was water sample or septic cleaning. And it was a small thing, but at the end of the day, your clients are all of a sudden the day before closing, it's like, well, the septic's supposed to be cleaned out. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't put that clause in there because you got 3 or 4 deals on the go and you're just, okay, yep, here it is, send it. You can never be too cautious with reviewing your information, reviewing your offers and offers coming to you.
So what happened in that situation where it was the final hour and that certain thing wasn't done? Like,
money almost always cures everything. And it's like, okay, I had to pay to have it pumped. So it wasn't that big a deal, but I've heard agents, forgot to include the water softener. So they go on their final walkthrough and the sellers had taken the water softener when your clients are expecting the water softener. So people have had to buy water softeners, water heaters, that type of thing, where it says it's a rental. It wasn't a rental, but it is. So yeah, it can get expensive. Even pool closings, there's a lot of things that you just take for granted. You do a few deals and you think, oh yeah, no, the seller is going to close the pool, so you don't tell your buyers, you don't put it in the offer. But then at the end of the day, oh shoot, the pool's not closed, or a seller just throws a curveball left field and takes the cabinets that were in the garage. They're supposed to be left there, right? So most of the time, money fixes it. Thank God I've never had anything that's been detrimental.
That's good.
But yeah. So it's just being cautious and reviewing your offers. That's why all new agents, even for the first 10 deals, you should always send it to somebody who's done a lot of deals to review, to make sure that they've included everything they need to include.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, because I think you can get maybe too confident too quickly. Like if you're in say you're a couple years in the business even, and you've done a decent amount of deals, then you can think, oh yeah, no, looks good. You can skim over the Schedule A pretty quickly, and there might be something in there that's worded differently. Like I've seen it where mostly out of town agents, they just have like a different way of writing deals, include funny things in there sometimes. So
100%.
You got to go through line by line and make sure that you got everything, because I think a lot of surveys and stuff like that, and
like even just wording. Someone will say, seller provide a survey if available. Well, that's great, but if they don't have that if available, next thing you know, it's okay, your lawyer's looking for a survey. Well, we don't have one. Well, it says here that you're going to provide one. So it's looking over every detail, word by word.
That's a good point. It's good to have that support in place too, because I just know, like being at GG, like there's always somebody that's willing to help, and if any new agent needed any assistance with that, there's definitely somebody that they're like not even like oh, I gotta do this. It's like people are excited to help. So that's such a cool thing here.
It's just another set of eyes. It's another deal you can look. It's almost like you're doing the deal. If somebody asks you to look over an offer, you look at the listing to make sure you understand the listing, and then look at the offer, and it's just like almost like you wrote the offer. So it's just a little more experience for you too.
Yeah.
And then we get our chat group. We have people calling 9:00 at night. Hey, does somebody have a clause for this? Or hey, can somebody review my offer? And there's always somebody that's more than willing to help out.
That was me with you, like maybe a month ago or something. I was calling you on something. It was like past 9:00, which I know it might as well be midnight for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And I could hear you were like out, like going out to dinner or something. There's people in the background. I was like, oh, I feel bad. But like you didn't care. Like you were just there to help, which was awesome. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Highs and lows in this business, like since we do kind of follow the market, it does naturally kind of make for a lot of highs and lows. And then it's 100% commission based income. So that's also going to have its ups and its downs. Like being a realtor, it can be very rewarding, can also be very challenging. Like what are some of those highs and lows that you've experienced through your 5 years?
Well, my high was probably my biggest sale was my Braemar property that I had for sale. Fantastic clients, list for $2.85 million, and things are going to last a little bit longer. Well, all of a sudden, Christmas Eve getting a showing request, and then 2 days after Christmas getting an offer, which is very close to asking, and my clients were so happy. It was definitely a high. As far as a low is just coming out of COVID. Everybody's expectations are so high that, oh, my neighbor's house sold for $200,000 over asking. And March 2022 is when things started to slow down. Well, you get into 2023 and people are still using that. So the lows are trying to get people to understand the market, and listings went down a little bit. Sale prices are obviously down. Things are on the market a little bit longer. So really, I haven't had too many lows. Like those are just mainly managing expectations and trying to get clients to understand that they're going lower.
Yeah. I can't think of any time that you would have had a low because you've just been on like such a great path? Like you were set up well from the start. Like
Yeah, definitely.
Like you had the right team around you and the support and the work ethic to put it all together.
Yeah.
So whereas like some other agents, like myself, like there's ups and downs and it could be challenging and stuff. But what would be like a tough aspect like that you would think that the general public doesn't really realize about being a realtor or being in this business?
Tough aspect. Well, money wise, I see a lot of young agents that get a bunch of paychecks and then shoot, tax time comes, and they haven't saved for that taxes that they've spent already and that type of thing.
Yeah. Been there.
Yeah. It's inevitable, right? You get those few big paychecks and oh shoot, I'm doing well, and then all of a sudden the tax guy comes calling after. Yeah.
So be prepared for your taxes.
Be prepared for your tax. Like always save. And that's when I first got into it. Like I said, I'm a numbers guy, and some of the schooling you go to, I can't remember, it was one of my breakout groups, and one of the guys said that, you need 3 bank accounts so that your money out, it's automatically gone into somewhere you don't see it, right? So now we just have Lori hold it, HST, people spend their HST and next thing you know, shoot, they owe that.
Extra money.
yeah. So managing money is probably, like you said, you got your ebbs and flows, your 3 paychecks 1 month, and then 2 months, no paycheck.
Yeah, no, I can totally agree with that. Coming from a commission-based industry before real estate, like I was used to the commission. You have your busy times where you're getting the premium beer, and then you get your low times where you're getting like a buck of beer, Laker lager or whatever.
Yeah.
But the tax was always taken off my check from my employer.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And then getting into real estate, I was used to the commission lifestyle. I like it.
Yeah.
But the tax thing is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
You need to have your systems in place, which I'm sure you did, being a systems guy.
Yeah.
Because it's a big shock come tax season.
Is. Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. So if you had to start from scratch today, no contacts, no listings, what's the first thing you would do?
Geez, I don't know. It's funny. I was thinking about that this morning because, Jennifer's story, when she came here, didn't know anybody. Well, I was totally opposite. I started on a team that was established team, had lots of contacts, lived in the area for a long time. So I was total opposite. If I had no contacts, you ever watched Grant Cardone? Dropped in the middle of nowhere. You know what? It's really about networking, right? It's obviously you got to have some kind of idea of marketing yourself. So it's some kind of marketing strategy, but networking. Where would I go to find the clientele? Would I join the Woodstock BIA or Tilsonburg BIA or somewhere? You join the group just to become more familiar with people and get your name out there. Really, that's probably where I start. I know, like say door knocking, like everybody says that, but I hate door knocking. I don't like when somebody comes to my door.
Yeah.
So I can't be that person that goes up to somebody else's door and does that. So networking, finding the best way to network and try and grow my business.
I'm going to press you a little harder on that. So that's a great thing to do. And I agree with it, the networking and getting involved in local groups and whatever interests you and stuff like that. But that could be more of a long-term approach.
Yeah, you're right.
If you got dropped in a new city like Grant and you've got to go make money or you don't eat, what are you doing to go make that money?
Well, the first thing I do is, a lot of people don't, like, I'd go interview a bunch of brokerages, right? And I'd try and I would still try and partner up with somebody or join a team. To me, joining a team is one of the best, an established team, right? And I don't know, the way Jen runs hers is a lot different than most team leaders are still selling real estate and competing for their own business, which Jen doesn't do. But so, interviewing brokerages and finding that right fit that offers the best way to get me started quickly.
That's a great answer. I didn't think of that like approach to it, of getting on that team, finding somebody that's already doing it. But I do hear of a lot of people like saying like, go be an intern for free at whatever industry you want to get into.
Yeah.
And just get that experience with somebody that's already doing it.
Yeah.
And then once you get that experience, you can kind of do your own thing or whatever if you choose to.
But, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So networking and find somebody that's already doing it. And
there's no point in reinventing the wheel, right? If you get, there's lots of agents that are 2-3 years, a year away from retirement. Why not piggyback off them and see what they know and potentially be their next go-to?
Yeah, that's great. I feel like it's like any industry. There's a lot of people that are getting close to that retirement age. So I'm sure real estate's no different. So
no, it's not.
So there's lots of people out there for new agents out there.
Yeah, that's right.
What's an interesting story? Like we deal with all kinds of, like we're in people's houses, new situations and places every day. What's like an interesting, like could be funny, weird, whatever, like something that you've experienced since you got in the business?
Well, I tell you, like the farm I sold in Elmer, there was nothing that was ordinary about that place. I said the day we were moving, I remember myself and Jason stepping on dog crap to help move things. The place was a disaster. It was just unbelievable chaos everywhere. The owner wasn't present, so we were trying to manage everything. I was trying to manage everything on the day of closing. Just the level of, and a lot of it is mental health. The owner just didn't have great mental health, and trying to make sure he gets what he needs while still trying to do my job and trying to get the buyer that needs what they need. This guy had a drug dealer approach him that day, come into the driveway and said, if he doesn't pay me today, I'm gonna hurt him. So, and I'm trying to move him out and watching all this stuff happen, right? So that's, having a drug dealer threaten somebody while we're trying to do all this stuff. That was probably one of the most craziest moments, and I couldn't believe it that was happening.
That's crazy. I've never heard that before. That's like something out of Breaking Bad or something.
Yeah, there's a little more detail to that, and I'll talk to you about it after. That I can't really say on screen, but
sure. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not cool, but like it's like I have not heard anybody deal with something like that where you get a drug dealer coming up pressing the guy for money.
Yeah, and he did not have a dime to his name to pay the guy. So anyways, it was.
Money solves everything, right? Did you open up your wallet and get the guy to go away?
I'll talk to you about that after.
Yeah. We don't need to get too many incriminating details.
No, that's for sure.
All right. So like what motivates you to go through the tough times and what keeps you going? Like you're up and you're super consistent.
Yeah.
So hats off to you for that.
Thanks.
What keeps you going through that? What's your why that keeps you going?
My kids, probably my wife. Sorry.
That's okay. That's how big your why is.
Yeah.
And that's how big it needs to be.
Yeah.
No wonder you're a machine, because you got a big why. I can see it. You don't have to share the details of it, but
just being able to take my kids Monday to the Blue Jay game is my why.
Yeah. I definitely share with that of being able to do the things that you want to do with the people when you want to do it.
Yeah, that's right. And that's 100%. It's just, we bought a cottage, so we go up there on weekends when we can, and that's the why. It's just those, obviously like helping people too, which, you hear that everybody says that in real estate. I like helping people. Yeah, we do. But at the end of the day, it's the stuff you can do with your family. Do you can afford to do with your family, for one thing, which is what real estate has done for us. But and going to my kids' baseball games and stuff like that. With real estate, you can. At Toyota, I missed a lot of baseball games.
Yeah.
And with real estate, I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
You can go do all that stuff, and taking them to a ball game, taking the family up to the cottage. That's the way.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You don't see me in the office every day because I want to be around with my kid.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's
like,
the flexibility you have, right?
yeah,
You're still working at home,
yeah.
but while your daughter's napping, if she does nap, if you're lucky enough to have a daughter that naps.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, that's 100%.
yeah. That's one of the best parts of real estate is like you
Yeah.
can really craft and shape your life the way that you want it to be.
Yeah,
You know, you choose your priorities and you can build your business around that. So
yeah. You can be as successful or as not successful as you want to be. You
yeah,
want to earn an extra little bit of money to pay for this, pay for that. You work a little bit harder. I just, you're probably the same way. I'm like, I really don't slow down, and it's even hard going on vacation because trying to leave somebody else to do things for you, and knowing, oh shoot, somebody might need me while I'm gone. It's always in the back of my mind. Like I said, right now, I hear my phone going off, and I'm sitting there, shoot, somebody really wants to talk to me, or
yeah,
that type of thing. But yeah,
yeah,
you're always consistent, and I never worry about the slow time.
yeah. That's great. Just keep your head down, keep
Yeah.
working. Yeah. Well, I won't keep you too much longer because I'm sure you got, like, I get the same feeling.
Yeah.
Luckily, my phone's over there, so I don't feel it. But it's probably
I should have put mine over there somewhere. Yeah.
no. But is there anything else that maybe I missed that you feel is important to touch on, whether it's your story or something that would be helpful towards other agents out there or people thinking of getting into the business? Or
Just one of the biggest things is interview brokerages. Like, there's so many people that, so many brokerages that just don't do anything for your clients, that just want, go sell a house so I can get money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brokerages now that, and I hats off to Jennifer Gale. She's trying to level up. Everybody sees what she's doing and knows they got to step up their game. It's not just a fact of, I own this brokerage. I've been doing this for 30 years. Status quo, give me your money. It's what value am I getting from your brokerage, right? So interview brokerages and I said, I'm a big guy in stats. I don't just take somebody's word for it. If somebody says, our brokerage does this or does that, I look it up. I don't take somebody's word for it.
Yep.
But interview brokerages and feel comfortable with the people you're working with.
Yeah. It's a huge difference when you are surrounded by people that you feel like that's your tribe.
Yes, definitely. It 100% is. And there is trial and error. You get people that, we've interviewed and they go and join another brokerage, and lots of times they end up coming back to us at the end. But interview it and find your tribe.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think it was highlighted a couple times of like interviewing the broker, just finding the right fit for you. So I guess just to wrap things up, like some of the highlights I pulled out of this was like you are dialed in to your systems. You can do that from your experience at Toyota of managing all those people and those systems and those big projects and stuff. And you've got a very strong why that's clearly got you dedicated. Like, you are a machine. Like, you're up every day, you're tracking everything, you're involved with everybody, always there to help people as well. So I don't know, you probably hear it all the time from other people of like appreciation for what you do, but I know if you haven't heard it today, we're all very appreciative of having you here and just everything that you can bring and helping us out to get to those same next levels and stuff like that.
Thank you. And that's another why right there.
Yeah. Helping out the teams. So Jay, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Jordan. I really appreciate it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good chat. Thanks for taking time out on a long weekend. I know you're super busy. You probably got things to do, places to be, but spending an hour or whatever it's been here, I really appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was great.
Good.
Well, that wraps up this episode of The Realtor's Journey. And the goal here was hopefully you got a nugget or two out of it that you can apply to your own life or your own career, whatever you're in. And for anybody that's getting into the business or already in it, I'm sure there's lots of tips you can get out of there too. So stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to have another inspiring guest on where we're going to be able to get maybe a couple other stories and funny happenings and stuff like that. So
Good.
All right.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you.